Well, thanks for staying with us, and you're going to be glad you did. We are thrilled to be able to introduce to all of you one of our amazing first-year teachers. But in addition to being a first-year teacher, she is also a Houston Texans cheerleader.
Very cool.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about this interview. Elizabeth Gardner. Elizabeth, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh, we are so thrilled to have you. And you are teaching reading and writing at Summer Creek High School.
Yes, that's correct.
And thank you for wearing your shirt. You are a Houston
She's
Texans.
supporting the team.
Fan.
Go Texans. But Elizabeth, tell me, so how's the first year of teaching going?
First year of teaching, it's definitely a whirlwind, balancing that with cheerleading, but I've been supported by amazing staff and administrators at Summer Creek, and they've helped me a lot. And the mentor teacher that they gave me, she's been extremely helpful as well. So they take away some of the stress that can come along with being a first-year teacher. But, I mean, I'm loving it so far.
Well, that's great, and we're thrilled to have you.
Absolutely. Okay, so you're a busy lady. So you're a first-year teacher.
Yes.
And is this your first year as a Texans cheerleader?
It is, yes.
And I understand you're also getting your master's?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, so you have a full plate. How do you balance all of this?
Maybe we could think of some other things for you to do, Elizabeth.
No, I know it does get tough. I mean, the biggest thing is time management. And I mean, that's something that I've learned in college, just being able to manage my time and being able to prioritize the best way that I can. So, I mean, we have practices in the evening. And
is it every day you practice?
We practice 3 days a week.
Okay.
3 days a week, sometimes more if we have a game coming up. They do give us time off if it's a bye week. But, you know, aside from practice, I try to do as much as I can do at school in terms of lesson planning and everything. I just try to fill up my day, or if I have to stay after school a little bit later, you know, I'll do that. And then my master's, you know, at this point, I'm at the thesis process, so I'm not having to go to class every day.
Okay.
I'm fortunate enough to be able to use the weekends to be able to work on my thesis so that I can present it as soon as I can.
And you travel with the team, correct?
No, we don't.
You don't? Okay.
I wish we did, though.
Okay.
That would be amazing.
So it's just home games then?
Right.
Okay.
Well, see, she's got plenty of time. That's not a problem.
No, that's still. I'm sure she's grading papers in between quarters,
doubt.
right?
No, I've graded papers on appearances before, so I'm in the car like grading papers on some of the outreach tours that we've done.
Okay.
And so they take like an hour to get there, so I use that time to do grading and lesson planning.
Well, thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
So, Elizabeth, what attracted you to teaching?
Well, both of my sisters, my older sisters, are educators, and my mom is a retired educator. So naturally, of course, you know, I'd follow
Runs
in
in
that
the
direction.
family.
Yeah, it runs in the family. I tried to rebel so much, though. I said, I'm going to be a performer. I'm going to be a dancer and go on Broadway. I mean, all these things that I said I was going to do, and then somehow find myself back at teaching, which I do love. I mean, I really couldn't get away from it with my family, and just seeing their experiences with it. But I was also able to still do my performing arts thing that I love so much with cheerleading.
That is great.
Well, and I think it's a great example that you set for our kids in the classroom to say, well, you know, you have two passions and that you're making it happen. You're making both of your dreams, being a teacher in the classroom and obviously being a performer with the Texans. So, I mean, what a wonderful role model for our kids to say, yeah, Mrs. Gardner's doing it, I can do it too.
Definitely. And I mean, I'm really enjoying it, and the kids, they received it very well when they found out that I was a cheerleader, and so I try to motivate them every day that, you know, you do have to stay in school because it's part of being a cheerleader. You either have to be in school or working full-time. I'm doing both, but they do have to have an education to be able to move forward with what they want to do.
Absolutely, and you are a wonderful role model.
Thank you.
So tell me, what's the most fun thing about being a Texans cheerleader?
I think it's just being on the field on game days, and when you see J.J. Watt do these amazing plays. I remember one play, it was an away game, he scored, and I said, if that would have happened at home, that would just be the best feeling in the stadium. And then it did happen. I believe that very next home game he scored, and Texans fans are so loyal and so supportive. When you hear that stadium with the roof closed and you're down on the field with all the action, it's just a crazy feeling just to actually be there after watching it on TV for so many years.
That's awesome.
Is J.J. Watt your favorite player?
He's one of my favorite players. I like J.J. Watt and Andre Johnson.
Oh, yeah. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he seems very humble. So.
Do you get to interact with the players much?
We don't. We really don't. Sometimes we have appearances with the players if they're doing appearances at elementary school or middle school. I tend to not be able to get to do those because I'm in school teaching while they're doing those appearances. But sometimes you'll run into them and be able to say hi, but they don't let us fraternize too much.
Okay.
Now, do you try out each year as a Texans cheerleader? So the process is 1 year and then it starts all over again?
It does. It does. And honestly, I mean, you feel like throughout the whole season you're continuing to try out because you want to prove yourself, especially if you want to come back that next year. You're like trying out and showing the coach that you're worthy of being back that following year.
So how many ladies try out and how many are ultimately picked?
We actually have the largest tryout in the NFL. Over 1,500 women do show up to our tryouts, and we pick 33 girls. So
that's quite an honor to be one of 33 out of 1,500. Amazing.
It is. I'm glad I didn't hear that fact until after tryouts because it would have psyched me out so bad. But once we were announced and they said, all the news media outlets, they say over 1,500 women in the largest tryout in the NFL. I'm like, wow, I think I really did accomplish something here. So,
and how about your Summer Creek coworkers? What do they think about your life outside of Summer Creek?
I mean, some of them think it's pretty cool. I mean, we have some coworkers that are Saints fans or Seahawks fans, so they give me a hard time. Right. There's one coworker that always says, "Hey, Saints cheerleader," because I think he just really wants me to be a Saints cheerleader. But everyone else, they're very receptive, and they always have lots of questions just about how the season's going, and so they're really supportive as well.
Well, Elizabeth, they're winding us down, and I'm sorry because we'd love to chat some more. I do want to ask you one more question, but first I want to say thank you for being a part of our family.
Absolutely.
We're thrilled to have you. All I'm hearing from Summer Creek is raves about Miss Gardner, so thanks for being with us. And what I'd really like to know is so, and I'm not trying to be funny, in your free time, what does Elizabeth like to do?
I really like to vintage shop in my free time on the weekends. Like, I like to stop at different resale shops and pick out cool little things, and then ultimately hang out with my family whenever I can. But of course, they come to all my appearances and games, so I like to include them in the experience.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm sure they're very proud of you. They are. Vintage shop, that's cool. I'm going to use that. I've not heard that term before.
I love it.
I like it.
See, I do that. I don't even know I'm doing it. Elizabeth, thank you again.
Yes,
Great to see you. We'll see you at Summer Creek
Absolutely.
soon. And you all stay with us. We'll be back with more.